What's up everybody, this is Mike, and first of all, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes yesterday. Honestly, it was an amazing day for me and you guys made it even better with your wishes, so really thank you so much for that. Today's topic will be the DJI Spark 2 and what I want to see in that drone once it hits the market. As you might know, the DJI Spark is my first drone that I started my channel with. It's not my first drone ever, but it was the drone that I had when I started my channel, so it's a very emotional drone for me. It's something that I can hold on for a lot more time and I don't really plan to sell it anytime soon. So I really love that drone. It's something that I'm very passionate about, the small size, the quickness, the agility and everything that the Spark represents. I really like. It's a drone that it's made for the consumer but not the prosumer. It's the casual flyers out there. It's for them, and generally this is what makes this drone so successful. It has been a top seller for DJI for a long time. And I know why. It's because it's so cheap, it's portable, it has great quality, but unfortunately it still lacks a few features. So what I want to do is just summarize what I want to see next from DJI with the Spark 2. Of course, we don't really know if the Spark 2 is currently in the process of being made or if there are any plans of being released, but it doesn't stop me from expressing my feelings and thoughts about this drone and what I want to see in the Spark 2 if we see that drone coming out on the market. So there are 5 things that I want to see change, or let's say upgraded from the regular Spark. This thing here, it's just so nice to have it in your hand. It's so small, but I really want to see some features being improved or added to this drone to make it even better. So let's see what those 5 features are. Number 1 is the battery life. This thing has a battery life of about 15 minutes, but in reality it's about 12, 13 for every single charge. And of course you really need to invest in additional batteries, because once you start having fun, almost immediately after you get the low battery warning, so you have to land and change the battery or just go home. So that's definitely something that I want to see improved. And I'm thinking something along the lines of the Mavic Air would be great for the Spark 2. So about 20 minutes would be ideal. I know there are some limitations, and of course we cannot expect a 30-minute battery life from this little thing, but I think something in the middle between 18, 19, 20 minutes would be just much better. And I mean real time. 18 minutes or 19 minutes of real flight time would be ideal for a drone like this. The next thing that I want to see improved in the Spark 2 is the battery latching mechanism. Right now the battery is really easy to remove, and although that could be a great thing, it's a bit dangerous when flying. Sometimes you get some problems with falling batteries and things that are happening when you are in sport mode, for example. So even though DJI has addressed this issue in the new Mavic Air and even the Mavic 2 Pro, still the Spark needs to have this better latching mechanism for the battery, as it's also on the bottom, and that's definitely more dangerous than having the battery on the top of the drone. So I'm sure we'll see something improved in that area. Number 3 is a bit more obvious. It's the camera, and it's something that most people have been complaining about, and that is the lack of 4K. I still don't really think 4K is absolutely necessary, but I think the bitrate that is coming with the 4K quality is something that we need. So what I tend to do is normally I shoot in 4K at the highest resolution possible, the highest bitrate possible, and then I downscale for YouTube to 1080p. Sometimes I upload in 4K, but most of the times I downscale to 1080p, and that makes the quality a lot better than just filming in 1080p. So I think we'll need that, and of course advancing in 2019, that is something like a must to have the 4K quality. So that's something that I want to see from this little drone, and I think it's a necessity to advance to 4K. Of course, not everyone can edit 4K, not everyone can play 4K, but it's still great to have, and it gives you a lot of flexibility when you are trying to focus on a specific point in your edit, or you want to crop your footage, or you just want to have better quality. Number 4 from the things that I really want to see changed in the next Spark is going to be the transmission technology. Right now, the Spark uses Wi-Fi transmission technology, which is a huge pain in the butt to use in urban areas or some areas that are very Wi-Fi dense. So it has been a bit difficult to fly sometimes with this drone. So I really want to see OcuSync in the next drone of this size. That would be amazing to have such a small drone being able to go really far away from you and having a rock solid stable connection with it. So that's definitely something that will make the price a bit higher, I think, but it's a compromise that we'll have to make in order to get a much better final product. And I really think this is actually one of the most important features that should be added to this drone. I am now a bit spoiled by my Mavic 2 Pro because it can go far, and I mean really far. And when I come back to this drone, I definitely see the limitations of having the Wi-Fi transmission technology. Even the Mavic Air is just, it's so much worse than having OcuSync, and I definitely think OcuSync is the way to go. It should be the norm for the new drones that are being released from DJI. And finally, number 5 of the things that I want to see changed in the next Spark is the propellers. And I mean, I want them to be more quiet. This is one of the things that I don't like about the Spark. Even though it's still a bit low-key, it's not as quiet as it could be, in my opinion. I'm sure it could be a lot more quiet than it is right now. With the quiet propeller technology from DJI, I'm sure this drone could be almost impossible to hear, and that's something that I really like. I don't like to be heard when I fly. I don't want people to start looking at me when I fly my drone. So I really like to have a quiet drone, and I really think the Spark should have this technology implemented, because nowadays all the new drones have it. The Mavic 2 Pro and the Zoom have it by default. The Mavic Pro Platinum has it, and I think the next Spark should also have this. You might be wondering, why am I not suggesting a 3-axis gimbal? And to be honest, although I know this could be a great addition to the Spark, I also think this would make the price go a lot higher, and this drone will become a lot heavier and bigger, and I don't really want that. So in order to keep the small size, to keep the price down, I am kind of okay to have a 2-axis gimbal on this drone. So of course it's a bit of a compromise, but still we have to remember this is a low-end drone. This is made for the casual flyers out there. So I think this compromise would be an okay compromise to make. So a 2-axis gimbal is fine with me because not everyone is looking for that super stable, smooth footage from the 3-axis gimbal, and I personally think this footage is also great. I've never had any issues with the gimbal itself. Mostly I've been having issues with the range, with the noise, by not being able to film in 4K, and you know, that's basically what I'm lacking from this drone. It's not the 3-axis gimbal. So in order to keep the price down and keep the small size, I am fine with a 2-axis gimbal. And that leads me to the final point that I have to make, and that is that I'm really hoping that those features will allow us to keep the same price for this drone, as that's what is really making this product so successful in my opinion, and that is the low price. So many people are able to buy this drone and enjoy flying a drone casually from time to time just because of that low price. If we are going to include all of these features, all of those nice new things that our DJI is working with on their better drones, of course the price will also go up, and we don't really want that. So we want to keep the price down. We want to keep it as close to the original Spark as possible, and I really hope that we can have this again when the Spark 2 comes, because that makes it so much popular, that makes people go out there and buy it and enjoy this drone and keep it with them at all times. The portability is insane. As you can see, it's just So small, so tiny, it fits in my hand. It's not foldable, but to be honest, I don't really have a problem with it not being foldable. The case is small enough so you can fit it anywhere, and you can even just hold it in your hand. It's just fine. So I really need it to be as cheap as possible so more people can enjoy it. So with that being said, those are pretty much all the things that I want to see being added or changed once the Spark 2 comes out on the market. Let's just hope DJI listens and decides to make it as accessible as possible so everyone can enjoy it. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this video? What do you think about my points? What else do you want to see changed in the Spark 2 if it's coming to the market? I don't really know, but I really hope we do see it on the market very soon. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Ciao!